Well, guys, I have to be honest. I genuinely tried to give Alan Wake 2 a genuine try. And I did. I paid my own $49.99, $50 with my own cash to Epic Store on a PC. And I did a live stream on Saturday right after Dr. Disrespect Friday's live stream. Part of me said, nah, don't go with this game. You know, it's a. I don't know if you're going to like it. It's a short 17-hour game. This looks like maybe a rental at best. And, well, turns out to be the truth. It is a rental at best. And I'll talk about that shortly in a minute. But it wasn't just that it's a short game, 17 hours. Okay, it's just that there's so many things in this game that I don't see like an enjoyment. Most of the time you're talking. Most of the time you're like putting the pieces and puzzles together. Most of the times you're watching the cutscenes. You're watching these pre-recorded movies, from Alan and others, Sam Lake and Saga Anderson. That's all fine and dandy, but it felt more like watching a movie than like I was playing the game. And even though I know this is a story-driven game, but I was willing to overlook all of that. I was willing to, hey, fine, whatever. $50 down the drain. It's not the worst $50 when you consider the other games I paid $60 for, like the Truck Driver American Dream and, of course, Fast and the Furious Crossroads. What really bugs me about this game is the fluidity of a combat. It's just doesn't feel right. I feel like it's sluggish. I feel that it's very laggy. The combat doesn't feel fluid like you would normally expect from the creators of the Max Payne, right? And this is the same studio, Remedy, Sam Lake, that worked on the Max Payne. And it's kind of disappointing to see that, especially with a game as Control. There's a lot of gun battle with the Control, and I just felt that in this one, they didn't really focus that much on a combat aspect. And I know for some people, fighting this Nightingale boss, your first boss in the game, might seem like a piece of cake. And there's a strategy behind it. You have to use a shotgun and you have to run around, collect medicine. You kind of have to strategize it. And I get that, I understand it. But it still feels sluggish. It doesn't feel fluid. Like the inventory, it's not easily accessible. For you to get the health and to use the health can take anywhere between 3 to 4 seconds, and that 3 to 4 seconds you have to keep running while you're doing it. So it's a bit of a challenge. And look, I'm up for a challenge, but I just felt that the combat in the game just didn't feel fluid. I was really expecting combat to be great. And again, I'm up for a challenge. I played Final Fantasy. I played various different games in the past, from Metal Gear bosses to you name it. But on this one, it feels sluggish. It feels it slows you down. It's not fluid, considering this is Max Payne developers. So the combat mechanics I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that it's there. And another thing that I didn't feel right was the inventory menu. The inventory menu should have been more accessible. And I just don't feel that the inventory menu is that accessible. If I pick up a health, I should be able to press one button, use it immediately. That's it. Instead, you have to hold the right trigger, or you have to hold the left mouse button for the health to take in, so you can fill up your gauge, your health gauge, or a health meter, whatever you want to call it, gauge or a meter. And while you're doing that, you have to run. And hopefully that this Nightingale monster, let's call him a monster, I don't want to give too much spoilers, that doesn't get you and hit you with a log of wood that he tore apart because of his strength, that this entity is taking over this body. So, no spoilers. You'll find out who Nightingale is when you play the game. So, the combat, it's sluggish. It doesn't feel right. And the inventory menu, it's really just, it could have been done better, man. It could have been done more accessible and easier to access your items, you know. I played the live stream today and I just felt something is off here. And this is, again, my opinion. I know some of you guys like this game, and that's fine and dandy. If this is your cup of tea, hey, I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. But I just it really doesn't. It's not just the combat and the inventory. I mean, I can get used to that. I can train myself to get used to that. But I also feel that the game is repetitive. You constantly keep doing the same thing. You know, going back to the putting the pieces together and then dealing with the monsters, entering a new dimension, watching these long cutscenes, essentially doing the same thing over and over again. You can't even talk to NPCs, which I thought that was a missed opportunity, considering how long they worked on the development of this game. Why can't you talk to the random NPCs on a Bright Falls, right? To ask some questions. You know what I mean? At least in RoboCop Rogue City, you can do that, and it's a smaller budget game. I just it's just, maybe it's just me, but it's just I'm not feeling it, guys. And I know this is an opinion. Just keep that in mind. You're looking at someone's opinion who purchased the game. I'm not sponsored. I paid my own cash. So what I'm trying to say is this. Is this worth $50 or $60 on the console? In my humble, honest opinion, and I look at video games based on a value. What value am I getting from this? Especially in the tough times with the economy, what value am I getting from this game? Is this worth the buy? $50 to $60? In my humble opinion, I would say no. And I'll get to the reason why. Well, first of all, it's a short single-player experience game, roughly 14 to 16, okay, depending how long it takes you to fight the boss, all these different bosses, 17 hours, okay, roughly around 17 to 18 hours. And after you finish the game, most likely you're not going to go back and play this game again. You're not going to have any reason to go back and play it again, because you already know what happens, you already know the story, you already seen that movie. Why would you want to go back through it again? So, in my opinion, it's not worth it. Yes, you can change the outfits. They have these outfits you can change, like cosmetics. But honestly, is that really worth the, in my honest opinion, is that worth, it's really worth it to replay the game again in a different costumes, you know? So what I would say is this, in my humble opinion, I don't think it's worth it to pay 50 or 60 for this game. There's many other games you can play, including Modern Warfare 3 has more value. RoboCop has more value, in my opinion, because you have different choices, different options, will have different outcomes, and that would create replay value. Here, once you finish the game in 17 hours, that's it. You're going to delete this. You're never going to touch it again. And there goes $50, $60 down the drain. Totally wasted. $50, $60 wasted. I would say, and I would agree with Dr. Disrespect, even though I don't agree with everything that Dr. Disrespect says, but I happen to agree with him on this. This is like a good rental game that you can rent over the weekend, on a Friday night, on your nice 7.1 surround sound, big screen, turn off the lights, you and your partner, right? You can kick back, relax, and enjoy the story. Get some popcorn, right? It's a story-driven game. And it's a good rental. So if you have a GameFly, yeah, for sure, highly recommended. This is like, I would say, a highly recommended rental. You rent this, finish it, send it back, get something else. So it's a great rental. I would say this is a great rental with a high production value. But is it worth it? Price of the admission? No. I mean, you look at some other games like that Mars game, Fort Solis, right? It's only $29, and it's a high production value too. They're using Unreal Engine 5. It's a high production value game as well. They got some pretty good actors in that game, you know, actors from the Red Dead Redemption 2, The Last of Us, right? Part 1 and 2. So, and Fort Solis, it's only $29. I think that's where this game should have been. This game should have been at the $29 ballpark. And with $29, I can deal with that. I can digest that. I can swallow that. It's going to be less painful. I can digest that for $29. But when you start getting to that 50 and then 60, 50, you know, it's tough pill to swallow. Now, I know that a lot of people seem to like this game, and but one of the issues I have with a lot of people who posted the review of this game, they all got a free copy of the game from Epic and Remedy. They got a free copy from Remedy and Epic. They have a partnership, Epic and Remedy. So they all got a free copy, free code. And yeah, when you give in a game for free, it's easy to enjoy it and then recommend it, right? But when you have to pay your own hard-earned cash, you feel it, bro. You feel it. You feel the burn, especially in today's economic hard times. You definitely feel that burn. And again, yes, the graphics are great. Yeah, this is a freaking amazing looking game. Don't get me wrong. Unreal Engine 5, and it looks pretty darn good. I'm not gonna like tell you that it's not looking amazing. It's graphics, no problem. Looks freaking amazing. It's Unreal Engine 5. But it's not all about the graphics. This is what I've been trying to tell people. This is what I've been preaching in my live streams and my other videos that I made and uploaded. Yes, I welcome the graphics. If it looks photorealistic and all that, Unreal Engine 5, awesome. Whoopity-doopity-doo, great. But it's not all about that. It's about, am I having fun? Am I enjoying this? Or is this game giving me a high blood pressure? these are the questions you have to ask sometimes. And I really can say that I enjoyed it. And I have to agree with Doctor. Even though Doctor played this game way better than me, he got lucky with that boss. He had that shotgun. I mean, he was good. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if he got lucky or, well, he's a two-time. So, who am I to question two-time? How dare I question two-time? I better watch my mouth. But even he was like, at the end of the live stream, and I agree with Doc, like, I'm not feeling it. Like, and I feel the same way like Doc. Like, I'm not feeling it. Like, it's just, it's really not my cup of tea, man. I thought it was, but after the second cup refill, it just wasn't my cup of tea. So I guess this is a review, if you will. I'm just being honest, guys. I'm not doing any heavy editing here. I'm not doing anything fancy. This is just some regular guy, some poor schmuck, giving you his honest opinion. And remember, it's just my honest opinion. This shouldn't really make any difference on your decision whether you want to buy it or rent it. I'm just giving my honest opinion. Some poor schmuck giving you honest opinion on how I feel. I pay this with my own cash, and I'm just giving you my honest opinion. Am I going to go back to this game? Am I going to finish this? Not right now, because I have RoboCop coming tomorrow. I have Modern Warfare 3 Early Access Thursday campaign. We have WRC World Rally Championship, EA Sports, using Unreal Engine. I'm not sure if it's Unreal Engine 5 or 4. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Hopefully it's Unreal Engine 5. We got that coming out. And I also got to play City Skylines on the Game Pass. City Skylines 2. So there's a bunch of games coming out, plus the Pandora game in December, Avatar from Ubisoft. So there's plenty of games to play. I might come back to this on one of those dry months. One of those dry months when there's nothing else to play. And like, let's say month of February, and there's nothing else to play other than Tekken 8, right? Maybe I'll get tired of playing Tekken 8 and I'll be like, okay, let's get back to Alan Wake 2. I'm not going to delete the game. I'm going to keep the game where I left off, fighting the Nightingale, not Dale, Nightingale, the big fat bastard Nightingale. And I might come back to it, and I might try to finish it maybe sometime in February, when it's maybe even January, depending when it's the dry month of no games. And then I might come back to it and let you guys watch it during the winter and finish it. And maybe I'll change my opinion when I finish the game. But right now, this is the way I feel about the game. I'm just being honest, 100%. But please keep in mind, this is just my opinion. It shouldn't change any decision making, whether you want to purchase this or not purchase or rent or whatever. I personally highly recommend this to rent. I think this is a great rental, but that's just my opinion. All right, I hope this video gives you some idea, and I'm just giving my opinion. That's all. Thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow on RoboCop, Alex Murphy edition. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. I can't wait to play that game tomorrow, just to let you know. Been waiting for it for a long, long time. I'm a huge fan of RoboCop, so tomorrow at 3 p.m. East Coast U.S. time, please tune in together and watch it with me. It's going to be a great fun. Okay, thank you for watching. Love you guys. Be good.